Facebook just got blasted big time. Facebook got hit hard by the Wall Street Journal. I don't know if you guys saw the article or not, but it's really interesting. The Wall Street Journal has been really doing a nasty series of articles about Facebook and really kind of telling them about themselves. Facebook is a company that, on one hand, they've done pretty well for investors, but on the other hand, a lot of people feel that they've gotten a little bit too capitalist, a little bit too ugly, a little bit too ridiculous in the way they run things. And so I'm going to talk about Facebook right now and break some of this down for you. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black economics and Black wealth every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day. You don't have to be black to be here, but you have to understand that we are Black first. We put ourselves at the top of the priority list. So if you agree with being Black first, if you agree that it's time for us to solve our own problems, put a B1 in the chat, hashtag B1 in the chat. Now, what's going on? John C. Taylor and Sour D's and Jay Chatfield, Ron Adams, Janice Jackson, Phyllis Tabron. Let's get it cracking. All right, so Facebook. How many of you? Let's do a quick survey. I want to ask how many of you. Give me a yes or no if you've ever been in Facebook jail. How many of you? How many Facebook vets we got up in here? How many Facebook ex-cons we got in here who done their time? In the system. How many of you have been to Facebook jail? Give me a yes, or if you have, a no if you've never been to Facebook jail, because that's how you keep it real in these internet streets. If you ain't been to Facebook jail, then you ain't keeping it real. So how many of y'all been? Okay, I see Negro James said he's been in that. See, with a name like Negro James, and you know you're gonna go to Facebook jail for that. Okay, I see Miguel Guardero and okay, Charles says no. Okay, good for you, man. Got a clean record. Proud of you, brother. Very nice. You're better than me. Latrell, yes. Okay. Donna says they gave me a warning. All right. Kenneth, yes. Not only, so let me say this. Not only have I been to Facebook jail many times, too many times to count, but even my mama been to Facebook jail. That's how you know you gangster when your mama fresh out the pen talking about, look, they let me out, y'all. I'm finally back. So my mother goes to Facebook jail all the time. And the reason my mother goes to Facebook jail a lot is because my mother is a pretty devout Christian. And she's very serious about her Jesus. You better not take away her Jesus, her God, none of that, or she will stab you in the throat. So, yeah, my mama, not only has she gone to Facebook jail, but she probably belongs there because we have a kind of anti-Christian society, and I don't agree with that at all. I believe in religious freedom, but you know how it is. It don't matter what I think. So anyway, here's the deal. So Facebook has been getting called out lately, big time, by the Wall Street Journal. If you like to read, and you like to, and these aren't you. I know you all are intelligent Black people. There is a really awesome expose that the Wall Street Journal just did about Facebook. I'm talking about a series of articles. Like I really got this sense. Nothing happens randomly, right? This isn't just sort of accidental journalism. Like usually when there's like a whole series of nasty hit pieces done on one organization, it's because somebody got mad at somebody else. That's how these things work. I'm a skeptic in that way. And so basically, they've been body slamming Facebook big time with these articles. One of them, I remember they said that Facebook was aware of the psychological damage that Instagram was doing to young girls. That's why you got to be careful with your young daughters. When really anybody on social media too much. My wife is a therapist. She's an expert in the subconscious mind, and one of the things that she says is that Facebook and Instagram, all that social media, is designed to manipulate your brain chemical makeup. It's designed to move around your endorphins. It's designed to hit your receptors in a certain way, and it creates a massive amount of depression because you end up getting on there comparing yourself to everybody else. And so I encourage you, if you find yourself on social media and you see somebody that always looks like they're living their best life, and they always seem to have all the stuff that you wish you had, they look better than you, their boyfriend or girlfriend looks better than you do, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, they seem to have more money than you might want to just unfollow that person. Seriously, I would encourage you to consider unfollowing that person, because I really encourage you, don't pay attention to what they doing. Focus on what you're doing, man. Seriously, because that stuff will make you depressed. It'll make you mad. Like you go to bed pissed off, And the other thing too is don't get into social media fights. Like I don't do that. I'll dip in, I'll make a couple comments, and I'll go back and forth with you for about 8 seconds. After that, I'm out. After that, I get back to real life because believe me, I have probably about 1 million total followers on different YouTube channels. I have about 3 million followers on different Facebook pages, and I have 332,000 on Instagram. My Instagram is the Real Boyce Watkins. Feel free to follow. And I can't argue with 330,000 people. I can't do it. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy, especially 330,000 angry Negroes. Like I can't do that. That will kill you, man. So take it from a guy who understands the limitations of social media fights and what social media can do to the brain. Do not over engage. Use social media. Don't let social media use you. Because the way Facebook makes money is they get the users to generate all the content. They get the users. They get you to get in there and give them content that allows them to sell that content to corporations. The corporations then say, okay, everybody's on Facebook wasting time arguing while we out here making money now. They on Facebook arguing, so put my ad up next to the next big Facebook argument so that we can get paid because everybody wants to know why Lil Uzi Vert is arguing with his baby's mama on his son's birthday, right? This dysfunction is profitable. Dysfunction is profitable. That's why places like Shade Room and other places make so much money, millions and millions and millions of dollars. I don't even think they're owned by African Americans. I don't know. I got to check that out. But either way, though, no disrespect to Shade Room, but seriously, they make a lot of money because dysfunction is profitable, like the Jerry Springer show was, right? So with that said, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And speaking of Instagram, there's my Instagram, the Real Boyce Watkins. I try to keep it intelligent. I try to give you things that are going to make your life better, make you feel better. I want to use my platform to help Black people grow. So if you are into that kind of thing, feel free to follow me on Instagram right there, the Real Boyce Watkins. So here's another thing. So in the Facebook expose, the Wall Street Journal unearthed a couple of interesting facts that I didn't even know about. One was that Facebook was aware that their platforms are harming the brains of teenage girls. They didn't care. They just kept it moving. And then there's another one that says that they have like this special club that, I don't know if y'all notice how, we live in this world where suddenly because of social media, they're censoring what you can and cannot say, right? Like I don't say the word the V word, which rhymes with Maxine Waters, right? The V word that rhymes with Maxine. I can't say that word because when I interviewed Dr. Christina Clark, who by the way is coming to the All Black National Convention in Orlando. So if you want to meet her in person, she'll be at the convention. I'll give you the information in a second. But when we talked about the V word, which rhymes with Maxine, that video got taken down within minutes, within seconds. So we live in this interesting world where, on one hand, everybody's being given a voice who didn't have a voice, but on the other hand, there are efforts by those in power to control and manipulate that voice. Also, those who control the platforms on which your voice is heard, they deliberately do things to divide the American people. The studies show that America has not been this divided since the Civil War, that this country, and if you notice, the great divisions in America started after Obama got elected. We had our battles before that. Don't get me wrong. We've always had, the back and forth, but it got real crazy around 09, 010 when social media really started popping off. So I wonder if this is going to lead to regulation of social media because one of the things Facebook does that was real fascinating that the Wall Street Journal uncovered was that they found that Facebook has two categories of users, that they censor different people in different ways. So if it's you or I, or if it's some regular dude, or some regular person who has less than, say, 5 million followers, you're going to get, they're going to monitor your speech. They're going to control what you say, like you're a little child. I got banned one time because I quoted Malcolm X. I kid you not. I quoted Malcolm X and they banned me for quoting Malcolm X. They suspended my page and nobody replied to any of my messages. I sent them a bunch of messages saying, why did you suspend my page? All I did was quote Malcolm X and Facebook did not reply. The page was suspended for 2 years where I could not use it for 2 years. And then a little bit after that, it disappeared. This is a big page. We were running our business off this page. That was the rapper Young M.A. out of New York. I swear to God, Young M.A., the rapper who always, you can go check it on social media. I'm not making this up. She always mentions that she got discovered because she was on my Facebook page. Well, that same page got taken down by Facebook. And they didn't give an explanation why. They didn't tell us what was going on or anything. Well, it turns out that they have a different category. They have elite people, like major celebrities that have millions of followers, where they don't censor those major celebrities. So the Wall Street Journal unveiled that basically, people like the Donald Trumps of the world, or even the people on the left who are talking crazy, they can say whatever they want. and they're not going to deal with them the same way they deal with regular people. I thought that was really fascinating. And another thing that I saw that was really interesting. So today on CNBC, they said that that Facebook's getting pretty defensive about these accusations. It says the Wall Street Journal's investigation showed Facebook ignoring its own employees' findings and demonstrated how it comes up short when the company has made changes. Facebook accused the journal of mischaracterizing its efforts and how it uses its research. While Facebook is often forced to defend itself against scathing criticism, investors have yet to punish the company, which is valued at $1 trillion. So that's my next point. That's my next point. Here's the deal. Let me just say, I've told you guys this before, and I want to reiterate this point right now. America is a capitalist democracy. America is a capitalist democracy. America is more capitalist than it is democratic. Capitalism is the big brother. Democracy is the little brother. America is a country that cares far more about making money than it will ever care about your freedom of speech. It cares more about making money than it cares about protecting your health. Who cares about that? It cares far more about making money than it cares about doing the right thing. This is why America will fall. This is why over the next 100 years, when your grandchildren are around, great-grandchildren, America will fall to countries like China because America does not invest in its children. It doesn't invest in its children because children don't vote. It doesn't invest in its children because children don't got no money. If children had money and they voted like old people, then they would change laws. Right? They have laws that support old people because old people will show up and vote your ass out of office. They will also go buy your product. Children have neither money nor votes, so that's why children get left behind. That's why America does not invest in education. We don't care what happens to our kids. Our kids are the future. Therefore, we go down a hill. So why do I bring all this up? Well, it's because it's interesting. The reason Facebook has refused to change is because capitalism don't give a damn. Capitalism only cares about what's most profitable. Now, I'm not totally anti-capitalist. I'm totally pro-free enterprise. I'm not a Marxist. I'm not a communist. I'm none of that. But I am a person who understands that if you dig too deep into the rabbit hole of capitalism, it can become like a drug, and a drug addict never has any power. So the reason that Facebook is kind of shrugging off these issues and these problems is because despite all these scathing reviews on the Wall Street Journal and these gotcha moments that are appearing in media, Facebook knows it doesn't have to do a damn thing because last time I checked, Facebook stock price didn't even wiggle in response to any of these articles. It didn't move an inch. The only thing that can make Facebook stock price move is if our legislators ever grew some testicles and got a backbone and decided to actually deal with Facebook. And there's an opportunity for that to some extent because, the left and the right hate Facebook. The liberal left, they hate Facebook because Facebook is representative of the massive tech giants who have created the wealth gap that exists in America. During the pandemic, the wealth gap was exaggerated because you had people that made more money during the pandemic than they'd ever made before. There were thousands of millionaires created during the pandemic, and I want to say hundreds of billionaires, maybe over 1,000 billionaires that were created during the pandemic. There were some people who made more money during the pandemic than anybody else. Those people tended to be in tech. And so the liberals hate them because they have so much money and they don't want to be taxed. And the government's going bankrupt. The government can't pay its debts. We're going to have a big fight over the debt ceiling very soon because our government, if you go look at the finances of our government, you will see that they are absolute crap. Like they are literally in the toilet and they're going to keep getting worse. It gets ugly every generation. I feel sorry for our kids. The reason the right hates Facebook is because the people they tend to censor the most tend to be people on the right. When they finally broke their little code of not punishing high-profile people, their big test was Donald Trump. Donald Trump would get on Facebook and he would just, how Trump is. He just say whatever he thinks is true, whatever benefits him. He's kind of a prick that way. And he would just say these crazy things. And then the election came around and they felt the need to get him out of office. And I believe that they were determined to get him out no matter what. That's why there was that the interesting story out. Go check it out, where one of the U.S. generals, one of the high-ranking generals, called the high-ranking general in the Chinese army. Because in case you don't know, the United States and China are already pretty much at war. it's only going to continue to escalate. On a scale of 1 to 10, the odds that the U.S. and China go to war is about an 8, according to a high-ranking official at MI6. MI6 is the British intelligence agency, kind of like the CIA for British people, right? And basically, the American general called the Chinese general, and he said, "Look, I know you're worried that Trump is crazy. We know he's crazy. I know you're worried he might just hit the button and shoot a nuke off into China as he's headed out of office." And he said, "Don't worry about that." He literally said, "Don't worry about that. We got it under control. We will deal with him." Right now, to me, "we will deal with him" means either he gonna get put out of office or we're gonna kill him. Right? That's what it sounded like to me. I don't know what it sounds like to y'all, but it sounds to me like he was saying, "Look, we got this under control." And I do believe that the deep state has more power than the president. I believe that the military-industrial complex has a multi-billion, multi-trillion-dollar agenda that's going to continue no matter who's in office. You are in a country that has a lot of complexities going on that you're probably not aware of, which is another reason why it makes sense to be skeptical of everything that you're seeing now. I'm very skeptical right now of a lot of the propaganda, how suddenly every black celebrity on earth is getting on the internet and promoting the same thing, pushing those government shots. I'm also skeptical of all the big pharma companies that are making all this money because suddenly we're all afraid to walk outside our door. I'm skeptical of all of it, and you should be, because capitalism creates some very strange incentives. Now, if you want to know why I don't believe that the government is ever going to do anything about Facebook, it's again goes back to the beginning point I made earlier. America is a capitalist society. Facebook's money will be its protector. That is its insurance policy. Your congressmen and congresswomen, all these people that you get riled up to go vote for because somehow you think they're going to help black folks, they are never going to help your black ass because you ain't got no goddamn money. You're like the children. I said they don't invest in the children because the children ain't got money and don't vote. Well, all black people got is votes because we ain't got the money, or we got the money and we do crazy things with the money. So we're not able to move elections with our money. But we got the votes. So they always show up to get our votes. And then what do they do with the votes? They flush them down the toilet. And pretty soon you won't even have the votes. Pretty soon your votes are going to be watered down by all the people they're bringing in from other countries. All the people they're bringing in from south of the border. They're bringing in people from Afghanistan and booting people from Haiti. They put them back on airplanes and sending them home. Biden will spend big money to send people back to Haiti, but he's bringing them in from Afghanistan. Y'all explain that to me. I don't understand that at all. But the point of the matter is that America is a capitalist society. So where's the hope in all this? So boys, so somebody asked me while I put my socks on. So boys, where's say something positive, boys. Ask me that. Say, boys, stop being so negative. Say something positive. What should we do with this information? Somebody asked me while I put my socks on. And hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so here's my positive thought. Here's what you can do with this information. America is a capitalist society. And let me just say this. I'm going to tell you the truth. There's nobody, and I told you capitalism is a drug. Money is the drug that drives the capitalist machine. And one of the things that I have conversations like this sometimes where people say, "Gosh, I would never work with a drug addict." And I said, actually, drug addicts are about the most predictable, most reliable people that you'll ever meet. They're productive. Like a crackhead is very predictable. Like they're going to show up to work every day as long as you have the crack, right? If they know where the crack is, the crackhead will show up on time every day. Will probably show up a few minutes early, right? But you got to have the crack. He's not going to show up because it's the right thing to do. He's not going to show up because his kids will be there. He's not going to show up because Jesus told him to do it, or because he just wants to be a reliable person. He's going to show up because that's where the drug is located. So in America, in order to control the drug addict, which is America and its capitalist machine, you have to have access to the drug. What is the drug? Well, the drug is money. The drug is money. So if you are a black, which most of y'all are, and you want to be free in America, get you some goddamn money. Get you some assets. Teach that to your kids. I mean, you might not have no money. It might take you some time to get some money. That's okay. But you might have kids. Kids are an asset. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Kids are a wonderful asset. Start training your kids. Teach them to go where the money resides. Because I don't care how much you talk all day about oppression and racism and white people don't like us and white people won't give us no Emmy awards, which I think is stupid. I don't give a damn about your stupid Emmy award, right? I don't care how much you talk about racism. I don't know a single black person that is economically sound who feels like they're under the thumb of racism. I just don't. Don't get me wrong. Doesn't mean that their lives are perfect, but most black people I know that don't have to work for white people are smiling today because they have the beauty They get to experience the joy of freedom. So freedom is connected to the money. America is a country where if you want to understand anything happening in this society, follow the damn money. Get past the civil rights movements, get past the marches and the rallies, stop singing we shall overcome and looking for integration. Go look for the damn money. That's where the power's at. Period. Okay, guys, so that's why Facebook will never be punished, because Facebook controls the money. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And also, just by the way, there's a product in the Black Business School if you want to go take a look at it. I created something, an 11-step method that I use to pick stocks. I did a whole weekend where I broke it down. It was a whole weekend, kind of a weekend summit I did online where I basically explained my 11-step process for picking the stocks I add to my portfolio. I called it the Dr. Boyce method because I put it together. It's not in any textbook, but it's a series of steps, questions I ask myself about every stock that I add. So if you want to take a look at that, feel free to go to the drboycemethod.com. That's right there on the screen. And then also, last but not least, as you hit the thumbs up button and you head out, if you will allow me to, I'd like to tell you also that I will be in Baltimore this week. So if you want to come to the event in Baltimore, Jabari Natur and Reality Speaks and Conscious Heads Barbershop, they're bringing me in to talk about the Black business mentality. I will be there this weekend. You can go to drboycebaltimore.com if you are interested. And of course, in October 29th, that weekend in Orlando, we will be at the All Black National Convention, where I've gathered about 40 Black experts who are problem solvers in the community, who are 100% B1, who are ready to fight and get together and work together to solve problems for the community. This is the Black Brain Trust. This is the Black think tank. This is where Black folks are getting together to build for ourselves. We ain't asking white folks for nothing. We ain't bothering them. They got their own business to handle. They got their own community to take care of. We're not asking them to take care of our community because that's our job. So if you want to go take a look at the All Black National Convention, bring your whole family, bring your investment club. We have spots for sponsors if you want marketing for your company. We have spots for vendors if you want to come there and vend. We also have spaces where you can bring your children. We have a whole children's curriculum, all kinds of stuff happening at the All Black National Convention. The URL's on the screen, so feel free to go take a look. I got to get out of here, guys. Please have a great day. It was great talking to you. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Peace.